St. Augustine, the oldest city in America, and probably one of the most pretty cities too. What's up guys, Moon Man here, and as you can see from that sign, we are at Natural Shrine of Our Lady of La Leche here in St. Augustine, Florida. And I only got about an hour and 10 minutes to spare, so I needed something that wasn't too, wouldn't take too long. This is a very beautiful shrine, has a really big cross. It's a Catholic shrine, and let's go check it out. Here's a little excerpt about the place and how the Spanish actually set up missions here and set foot here in America before the Pilgrims ever did. That's pretty neat, I think. Okay, so I went inside. Oh, did you see that mullet jump? I just went inside and there he goes again. I just went inside and to check out if we needed tickets or anything, and nope, it's entirely free. There is a gift shop in there, and there is a little museum in there that you can walk through, but we're a little bit, like I said, we're a little bit crunched for time, so we're just gonna walk on over here to all the artifacts in the shrine and I'll take a look at that really big cross right there. Go do it. To be honest, they really couldn't have picked a more beautiful place for this, with these ponds right here, probably man-made, obviously, and all these beautiful trees, and also the inlet is just right over there. Not really sure what this thing is. There's no writing or anything to tell me what it was. Looks like there used to be a statue or something here. Maybe they're just doing some kind of remodeling with it. I'm not really sure. These beautiful shrines, and what I previously did not know but now have found out, that this was the site of the mission. So there are graves just scattered around the property, such as this one, and all the marble has pretty much been eroded to the point where you can't read it on the other side. Well, I guess maybe they didn't have writing, but this person died in 1891. It's pretty neat. But yeah, there's just quite a few out there just scattered around. It's a very beautiful place. This guy died in 1889 actually, both of them. And this guy, this one died in it looks like 1889 as well, maybe 1989. It died at Villa Zoraida, which is, if I don't know exactly what that is, but I think that's a museum here in St. Augustine that has like the world's oldest rug. But I'm not sure if that's what it's talking about or something with the same name. There's a bell ringing. I'm not sure what the significance of that is. I'm not Catholic actually, so I'm not really too familiar with the Catholic tradition. So maybe that bell is important, I don't know. 1886. Here is a shrine to St. Joseph. And here is the shrine. I'm wondering if I'm able to go in there. We need to be respectful because sorry for that noise that you heard. That was peacocks over at the Fountain of Youth nearby. We're just right down the street from it. This place sure is quite beautiful. The inside, the outside, and the grounds around it. I'm glad I came here. And the stained glass, it doesn't show up good on camera, but it's also beautiful. On this spot in 1565, Pedro Menendez landed in what is now Florida. Okay, this particular shrine is actually the fourth one here. The first one was erected in 1615, and It was destroyed once by war, once by pirates, and once by storms. And this one, constructed in 1918, is the last one they've had to build. So let's hope it lasts for centuries longer. It's another beautiful cross. The biggest one's way over there. I don't know if we'll have time to walk over there, but I mean, there's no doubt we're gonna walk to the edge and see it. So, but I think I'm gonna take a left and go check out this altar over here. And while I'm not gonna show any of the names of the deceased, these trees are donated in memory of locals or people from the nearby area who have passed away. They're at their family's request. You guys should pause that and read it. It's pretty interesting. But in short, an altar like this would have been used whenever Francisco Lopez and you know, all the like historic St. Augustine Spanish figures would have used whenever they landed here to celebrate the birth of Christ. It was about the Mass of Thanksgiving. It's pretty cool.
They covered it back up, but that's the remnants of like the old priest house and the little courtyard and stuff like that.
Okay.
That is where the church always was, but it's been destroyed and finally rebuilt like in the early, over 100 years ago, but
okay.
early 1900s. So since this was their area, typically you have their graveyard, your Catholic graveyard next to your Catholic church.
Yeah.
So this has been here, well, since the 18s. And you can see where the sisters were buried on the other side of the graveyard.
Yeah.
1850s, they've been there.
It's cool. Cool.
Yeah, no.
That woman was just saying that they had a bad storm come through not even long ago, and she said she's sorry it doesn't look so good because they've had to do a lot of repairs because of the storm. And honestly, I wouldn't even known. It looks really beautiful out here. So. But she was very informative. She said that, yeah, these graves have been here. And there also were remnants of an old keeper's house and stuff like that over back this way. Now, like I said, I'm not Catholic or anything, but I can appreciate something like this. But if you guys see anything that's just particularly part of Catholic tradition that I'm not pointing out, if you can just point it out in the comments, that'd be pretty cool. I like to hear it. And let's see. Oh, this grave's cool. All the moss growing on it. And it is quite peaceful out here. So according to this thing, it was close to here where they landed and they founded the very first mission, and also it could be where they just first landed entirely here in the New World. The Timucuan Indians or Native Americans were already here, obviously, but it would mark the first time that there was a permanent European settlement here in the New World. Pretty cool. And the tide is pretty low right now. There's a fish just jumped. You look at that cross right there. Honestly, it's either as big or bigger than the lighthouse, which was 165 feet. I have yet to see a sign that tells me how big it is, but if I do, I'll let you guys know. But it is quite impressive nonetheless. And this one thing I was just reading was talking about all of the archaeological finds here, and that they have since been digging this and stuff, finding things such as pottery and such in the ruins in the base of old home places. Beautiful fountain for this beautiful day. Now, I don't believe they hold any masses actually in the shrine itself. It's just a place for prayer. But they do actually, at the first building, actually do have mass still pretty often, just about almost every day, especially Sundays and Wednesdays and such. So that is pretty cool. But don't sell it short just because if you're not of the faith, because it's a beautiful place and there's a lot of cool history here that can be learned and appreciated. Yeah, as I was saying, don't skip over this place just because you're not of the same faith. There's still a lot to be seen here that's worth that shows it good. Basically what this is saying is this guy, Father Francisco Lopez de Mendoza Grajales, he was a priest that was actually on the ship with Aviles, who came here to the New World at the request of King Philip, Spain. It's pretty cool. And look, you can see the wonderful statue, the wonderful cross behind him. Beautiful. Just saying, over here, the strapped off place, you can't really see it through the trees, but the rose garden was destroyed. It was a rosary garden. You walk around and do the rosary, and then there's the different stations of the cross to our left. But the storm actually destroyed it, and now that we're over on this side, you see all these trees. She said these little trees that are blown over were all blown over by the storm. And like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm not going to walk too much closer or anything to this cross, but I just wanted to make sure you guys could get a real good look at it and explain what was over on this side. And maybe I'll come back here one day and they'll have everything repaired and stuff, but nonetheless, it's still a beautiful place. Still glad I came. And I was just reading the thing that although, yeah, it was the first European place to be settled by Europeans in the United States, it was also the first place where all the different races in the United States lived together, and also was the first place Africans were ever brought to the U.S. mainland. Which, sad, but also it's pretty cool to think that we're walking on grounds that, you know, were part of the founding of this country. So that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, this is what I was talking about. Here is a line to where everything was, all the foundations that they found. It's pretty cool. So that's about where we're standing. Is where if I had to imagine, we're somewhere around this area. This woman, Linda Weedman, who died in 1891, lived to be 81 years old. And these graves, upon reading, I have discovered that they are the graves of the Sisters of St. Joseph. They came here to teach liberated slaves after the Civil War. And here's 6 of them are interred here. Here's another last view of the outside of the shrine here. And here's the back side. So beautiful, all this, whatever this plant is that grows all up it. It's so beautiful. I really like that. It's a nice touch. Does anyone else just find Spanish moss just to be beautiful? Now the museum actually does not charge admission either. And I got through that kind of quickly, so. A lot of Catholic items. A cup like this and a plate like this would have been used in the 18th century in the plate, and then from 1750 to 1800 they'd make these cups. And these are about equally as old, and that one being from the early 1600s. Here's a model of what the mission may have looked like. Now, you should read this, but the original coffin that Pedro Menendez Aviles was buried in Spain is now right here. That's so crazy. So I'm guessing he was reburied or whatever, but here is a picture of him right there, or what he probably looked like. Let's see, they included the Timucuan in this. All right, guys, that was it here at the Shrine of Our Lady of La Leche here in St. Augustine, Florida. Appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe if you would like to see more, and like, subscribe, favorite, share. Moonman out.